I used to work, not work, but I volunteered for a nonprofit, and I was the president of the nonprofit for a year. And we had a thrift store that was an amazing thrift store. And every year we did a huge restocking of the thrift store, and all the proceeds from that restocking went to a one big cause that we chose. And the year that I was running it, it went to our local diaper bank that we had started, that the nonprofit had started. So what was really cool is I was working at the thrift store and unpacking all the stuff that everybody brought in for the restocking sale. And I found this very cool olive green baked light necklace from the 1960s. It had these like really cool, big, like it was just very, very cool and a total personality piece. And what I'm really happy about is that we're seeing a lot more personality pieces enter um stores again after years and years of like and delicate is lovely too. Like I love delicate jewelry too. But if we want options and we want, different ways to style our outfits, it's really, really fabulous to have some pieces that no one else has. This is like, I also got my little straw, vintage 1960s straw bag from there that has the cute vintage label on the inside. So finding some unique special pieces where you're like, this is so me, this is so me, can really be a major update and upgrade to your style. Also convertible, I did not know this, Barbara. There are converters that
Mhm.
that can turn super, super cool, can turn earrings from a pierce to a clip. That is awesome. I did not know that. Okay, so we're gonna chat for a minute, so I'm gonna keep everybody unmuted before I share, but it is so, so good to see you guys. I want to know how if anyone wants to share about how their you in a shoe, you in a bag, you in a coat, how that exercise worked for anyone. I saw a couple of posts. Does anyone want to share what theirs? What I don't know if you guys saw Kathy's. I was like, if I did not see the name on it, I would have known it was Kathy Beery's. Like I saw it, I was like, yes. Anybody have any like aha moments when they did that exercise? Don't all
Took me
jump up.
longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, Mary, it does because we're looking through a
Mhm.
lot of fun things, right? Like, and it's
Well, I
very
don't know
hard.
who I am.
Okay, so I want to say with something like this, don't overthink it. I want you to give yourself the opportunity to just allow yourself to find something that just delights you.
I did it.
Like you didn't?
I did.
You
Yeah.
did. Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Perfect.
didn't find mine.
Okay. So this is, something, this isn't like a race.
Oh,
Just
good.
Yeah, because I would lose also because sometimes it takes a while. Like,
Yeah.
but you want to find something that you're like,
I have something like that, but it needs to be repaired. Let's find a new version of it. I'll
yeah.
see if anybody's
Mm.
seen anything like it. Maybe I can find the new version.
Yes, please share it because I would love to help you. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. You rotated to Nigeria for 4.5 years and picked up a bunch of statement personality jewelry. That's fun to. Oh my gosh, it's fun to choose what to wear. Okay, Kathy's joining us, and I saw she's the only one whose post I saw. But yesterday was insane, so I will be catching up on posts today. If you guys posted your pieces that you love,
You
you in
know,
a shoe, you in
Greta,
a bag. Sorry.
I haven't posted yet, but one of the things as I was thinking through there, I kept trying to think of the things that have the most pizzazz or the most pattern or the whatever, but that's not really me. I was looking for the thing, I was thinking, oh, I need something that's a big statement. But me in a shoe is a black tassel loafer. You know what I mean? It's not the cool patterns, snakeskin boots or
That's the
something.
same problem.
Yeah.
I'm a cold shopper. Why bother looking at something that I know won't fit, that I don't like? To
Well,
me,
you're not, the whole point, Marge, is for it to be something that you do like. It's not something that you don't like. So the idea is to find something that you love. Wait, let me just say really quickly, because I think this is so important. Amy, what you said, is kind of what I was talking about yesterday, which is this has to be you. Like you're not like I know Elaine and I share a love of statement pieces. Not everybody is a statement piece person. That is totally fine. If your style is minimalist, then you're going to find a minimalist. If your style is like the tasseled loafer, that is super cool. Do that. But it's finding you in a shoe, not finding Netta in a shoe. Or
Right.
finding, like, and you guys know I love statement pieces, and I love interesting, kind of eclectic pieces. That's not for everybody. It does not, I just want to say, it does not have to be practical for your life. And it does not have to be something that fits you. This is fantasy shopping. It doesn't have to, we're not looking for something that is necessarily wearable. I will tell you why bother, because the idea is to focus your and train your eye for what you love. So that when pieces what I hear over and over and over again from women is that they find themselves with a wardrobe full of humdrum pieces, and things that they're not excited about wearing, and that they bought just because. Maybe they bought them because they needed something for an event, or they needed a sweater, or they needed a coat, or they needed a dress for a special event, whatever.
I hunted. I hunted for shoes.
Okay, that's
Looking, no, everything I looked at said, "Oh, I like that." No, I can't wear it. No, I like
okay.
that, but I can't wear it.
Marge, I just want to continue the reason behind this exercise, because we're not talking necessarily even about things that we can wear.
Why?
I want to, let me read this comment. This year, my shoe has been slim trainers, sneakers, Adidas Court 3. They come in some gorgeous suede colors. So I love this. Okay, I'm gonna mute, and you guys unmute if you want to talk. But Sue is saying she's moving from basic casual to bold casual. And so this is kind of what I want to talk about. Um, what are you actually loving? It doesn't need to be a statement for anybody else. I'm going to say, for example, I have a client who is a minimalist, and she loves like interesting shapes, but solid and neutral. I would look at it and be like, well, for me, that's a basic. For her, that's a statement. It's solid, it's neutral, and it's in a cool shape. So this is the type of thing that I'm encouraging you to find. It needs to feel like you. The next level is to what we're doing is we're honing our eye and our focus, so that when we do spot pieces that work for us, both either lifestyle wise or size wise or budget wise, we can spot those pieces. Like, now people find things that they know are me and send me things that they know are me. Why? Because my aesthetic is so developed. Like, I've really developed my eye so that when I see something that's me, I spot it. Do I always buy everything I like? Yes. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. I don't. If I did, we would be on the streets. But I don't always buy everything I love. But I know how to spot what I love. And then from what I love, I pick and choose what works for me, both from a size perspective and also from a lifestyle perspective and also from a budget perspective. Everybody has terms and conditions, right? Like, we all have, like, for example, I spotted oh, I love this color, is what first draws my eye. Then I look at shape to determine if it works for your body and style. Yes, Paulette, what are you drawn to first? Then you're going to go through your checklist. For example, I saw a beautiful leather coat at a department store in Chicago when we were traveling there last summer. And I put it on and I was like, I literally cannot stand up in this coat. It weighed about 7,500 pounds. I was just like, there's just no way. It is so, so heavy and so much for me. Like, it's not something that I would ever reach for. So I can look at it and admire it and enjoy it, but I'm going to find something that's going to give me that same wow factor. And I just found one. I found a bright red patent leather, like, trench. Um, that had been returned to
Ah,
our TJ Maxx from Saks. And I found the same jacket online for $350 and it was at our TJ Maxx for $25. Yeah.
ah,
And I have been looking for a red patent leather trench. It is lightweight, it is comfortable, it is easy for me to wear. So we're going to start with what we love.
And Netta, that you discovered my thrill of thrifting. I always look up if I get something. I always look up what would it have cost if I bought it retail, and you have to love the item and all that, but then to the thrill of knowing you got that $350 coat for $25, it makes you love it even more.
Yes, 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 yes. It was just so much fun, and it is real leather. It is real leather. Yeah, I know. It is one of those random, like just what I feel like it's a once in a lifetime buying opportunity. But I really like, I had my eye out for, and I've been talking about a red trench for a while, and I've tried a couple and they just didn't fit me. This one, it was the only one. It was an extra small. It was like, I was like, somebody just put it here for me to walk in and find it. So the idea is we are not starting by going having our whole list of terms and conditions. We are not. Because if you're like, what can I wear in my life? It's going to be stretchy pants. Like that is not, we're not going to go with like, oh, I live a casual lifestyle in a warm climate. You know what, like we're not going to start there. We're going to start with what do I love? And then start curating and collecting pictures of things that you love. This is a personal style exercise. It is not a shopping exercise. If some shopping enters the picture for you,
that's fine.
it's okay.
Nada,
We will live. We will live. Um,
Nada,
yes.
this is a very fun exercise for us hot shoppers. But if you're a cold shopper, maybe you should look around for stuff that you already have that fits you, that feels like you, and then show it why it's
Okay.
so you.
So I think that this is an exercise that's even, thank you, Maggie, for saying that. I think it's an exercise that's even more important for cold shoppers. And I'll tell you why. A lot of my clients are cold shoppers. Sometimes that's why they become my clients because they don't want to be shopping. And so I've had my clients do this where I'm like, just spend some time looking at pretty pictures. You are not, it's like you're at an art gallery. You are not looking for things to fill a need in your wardrobe at this point. You are looking at pretty pictures and you're trying to decide, like, my daughters and I went to the Chicago Art Institute last summer. I had my favorite painting. Lola had her favorite painting. Eva had her favorite painting. You're looking at it like that. And then you're going to collect tidbits of information. You're going to compile, because this is the next step. You're going to compile these pictures and you're going to ask yourself, what is it about these pieces that speaks to me? Sometimes your heart is leading you in a direction that um, you haven't explored in your wardrobe for a while for a variety of reasons. Maybe you've been wearing a lot of neutrals and you're like, everything you're picking is color. Maybe you're wearing a lot of basic loafers and then you see a tassel pair and your heart skips a beat. Whatever that is for you. Like maybe it's just like, I've been doing X, but here I'm saying that I love Y. And how can I bring Y into my wardrobe in a way that actually works with my style? I have to see this. I still gravitate towards high heels, which you no longer wear. High statement heels are you and you love them, but your lifestyle doesn't match anymore. But that love has helped you move to fun colored sneakers that meet more of your daily needs. I love that so much. So it is, what can you learn about what can you learn about yourself from what you love? And then how can you translate that into a way that suits your actual life? This is something I had to do moving from a big city where I worked in the fashion industry to a small beach town where everybody wears flip-flops to church. Like, so you, this was a shift for me. And I was like, how can I take me and be me, but me in my current life? Me and my current lifestyle, me with my current requirements for my life. Um, How can I inject the things that I love that bring me joy in my style into my actual lifestyle? So when you assemble, and I started you off with what I think is a fun exercise. And again, I am a hot shopper, and some of you cold shoppers are going to struggle with this exercise a little bit more. So I'm just going to say, give yourself some time to look at pretty pictures. You are just looking at pretty pictures and then compiling some items. And then when you've got a compilation, you've got 5, 10 pictures. I want you to ask yourself, what do these have in common? Is there a word that goes through these things that you unites them? I will tell you, I saw Kathy's, and Kathy, I was saying before you even got on, if your name wasn't there, I would have known those were yours.
That's good to know. That's great.
Yeah. I was like, okay, she's focused. She knows exactly what she likes. Look at Kathy's post on the Closet Confidence group. It's not statement. It's not like all statement pieces. It's subtle. So it's not about finding statement pieces. It's about finding pieces that speak to your personal style. And then coming up with some words that you want to inject into the outfits that you're wearing every day. For the longest time, the only clothes that inspired me were evening clothes, party dresses, glamorous gowns. How can I bring glamour, color, texture, detail, interest into the clothes that I'm wearing every single day? That became my challenge when I moved here, and something that I worked on so that I would love the clothes that I wore on a Tuesday as much as I love the clothes that I wore on a Saturday night at a gala, which doesn't unfortunately happen every Saturday night for me. You know what I mean? So it's really about finding a way to work these things into the things that we love. Years ago, you wore long tunics and tops to hide your hips and tush, but now you wore more waist length and short tops to highlight your hourglass shape. Yes, Hope. I love this, love this, love this. I'm going to talk about why these stores are often presenting us with clothes that are going to hide us. And this is my, I have this whole mantra. I talk about it a lot, about clothes that about brands that are aimed at mature women and the disservice that sometimes I think that they do us. Because this is an era when we're supposed to know ourselves the best. And if we don't know ourselves the best because we've kind of ignored what we've liked for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, that's what this exercise is about. What do you love? What do you love? Let's find what you love. Let's do more of what you love. And then you are going into a store with your own vision for your style. You are not going into a store with and adopting their vision. Unless J. Crew, which I love J. Crew, but unless J. Crew or Bowden or whatever, unless they're paying you to advertise that brand, it should be your vision and you pick their clothes strategically to match your vision, not the other way around. You don't go into White House Black Market and be like, oh, we're all wearing teal this year. Okay, I'll just buy teal. Like that's what we're wearing. That's what we're wearing. Like that's not what what I want for you. I want you to know what it is you love. And then you can go into, and truly, if you've got a vision for your style, you can go into Chico's, you can go into J. Jill, you could probably go into, and I say this with great reservations and a little trepidation, but you could probably even go into Alfred Dunner. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I pushed it too far. But you can go in almost anywhere and find something that is modern and that lights you up and that is flattering. I know, Kristen, I did say that. Okay, I take back Alfred Dunner. But definitely the other places. Like I was on Chico's looking for mistake things, and I found a really cool necklace. They have a cascade like statement necklace. It's really, really cool. So there, if you have that vision, Amy is a great thrifter because Amy knows what she's looking for. She knows what she loves and what suits her. You go into a thrift store and you have no vision, it's disaster. You go into Marshall's and you have no vision, it's hot mess express. What you're going to do is you're going to buy the polyester shirts and the crazy patterns because you're like, oh, this is a fun top. And I came in here hoping to find something. And look, here's a top. And it fits. And I could wear it to X. Like, I've got a party this weekend. I'm going to wear this top too. And you put on the top, you do not feel good in it. It feels yucky because the fabric is yucky. And you bought it to check this little box or to buy something because you wanted to buy something and not because you had a vision for your style.
And,
And then you end up with a closet full of tops like that. Yes, Amy.
and Netta, I just want to say that for those that are just starting to join you, you have made a huge difference in that for me because I used to go to these thrift stores and just it fit and it was, reasonably modern. And so I would just buy it. And I had all kinds of clothes that I didn't really like to wear. And after working with you, I've purged a lot of those clothes and I go thrifting, but I only buy the things that fit the things that you've taught us. And it's made a huge difference. And so I just want to say thank you about that and to encourage those that are just getting started with you, that it makes a huge difference.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Amy. I loved seeing your progression and now your focus because your focus has been amazing. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I love, the thing that I think Amy shows with some of her beautiful outfits and her beautiful choices is that you can get great quality anywhere at any price. You have to know. We've never had more options for good quality that's accessible. I remember when I was growing up in my tiny town here that I am now back in, that is not as tiny as it used to be. There were two places to shop for clothing. There was Kmart and there was Burdines. I mean, essentially, those were the two places that had kids departments. So when I was a kid, right? There was Kmart and there was Burdines, the Florida department store. So you either bought really cheap, scratchy clothes or you bought nicer, definitely more expensive clothes. There were no options for nice things at affordable price. Like we didn't have the choices that we have now. We didn't have the choices that we have now. Um, so now you have color coordinated. Yeah, okay. Debbie has the best selection of Mary Jane's. Um, and I think they're interesting. They add a statement. I'm just looking at what you guys are saying. You do not look at only petite. You do not look at only anything. You look at, so I'm just going to say we are at an art museum. I'm not looking at the Rembrandt, anticipating buying the Rembrandt. I am looking at things just as pretty pictures. That's the start of this exercise. I have a lot of things that do not suit me. So how do you combine what you like with what fits our filters? So that's the next step. The next step, you're going to look at and curate your vision, curate the pieces that you love. And then you're going to ask yourself, you're going to create a list of elements that you are seeing again and again in the things that you love, or even something that jumped out at you. Like maybe you curated and you realized that, again, I use color as an example because it's easy, that you've got a lot of blue or you've got a lot of green, and you're like, man, I'm seeing a lot of green come up here, and I don't have any green in my wardrobe. Then you'd find a shade of green that works for you, and you would be more focused on looking for something green. That's an oversimplification, but that is essentially the process. So compiling things that speak to who you are and what your style is and what you love, and then taking it to the next step and saying, okay, I'm going to make a list of style elements that I'm recognizing in these things. What are the things that are coming up that I'm recognizing here? Maybe it's that your heart is calling for glamour. Maybe it's pattern. Maybe it's a little shine. Maybe it's a little coolness or edginess. Maybe it's like sleek minimal. Maybe it's like, how would you describe? Because sometimes it's hard to describe yourself. It's easier to describe objects. It's easier to describe objects. You are putting these items on your museum wall of your personal style museum, right? And then you're going to look at these and someone's going to come in and be like, "Oh, I see that Beth likes X, Y, and Z." And if you have pictures and you cannot find any you're having a hard time coming up with those words, those style elements, share them and tag me. I have done this many, many times. And so what we can do is look at your pieces and be like, "Ah, I see Beth is a cool girl. I know Maggie's a cool girl." Like there is like a coolness to some of the things that she's picking. I know Paula, I always say you're a cool girl. So there's just some, there's some cool aspects to some of the things that these women pick, and maybe they don't identify that in themselves, but someone else can help you see that. And so, like, how can you find X in the things that you can actually wear? We're going to use our filters next. We're not starting with our terms and conditions. I have a client who just recently started working with me, and she said, "I can never find anything." And I was like, "That's really strange because I'm 5'2" and I find a lot of things. She is 5'5", standard size. I like, how can you not find things? I don't understand. She sent me her list of terms and conditions. I was like, "Oh, I see." It's like 175 things long. And she's like, I'm exaggerating a little because I had this conversation with her and I joked with her, but I was like, "This is a 3-page list of terms and conditions." I said, "What I'm seeing right now is that you can wear one shade of blue and only on alternate Tuesdays. So you are limiting yourself so much. And sometimes writing those terms and conditions down is like you have an aha moment when you do that. If you're like, I will only wear natural fibers knitted by elves in the German forest, but I do not want to spend more than $15 for any single item, I'm just going to say you're going to be naked. And you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be frustrated. Like it's important to align our terms and conditions in a way where we're not, and I have a daughter whose list is extensive, extensive. I'm like, you do you, but just know that you're going to have a very hard time finding things if you're not more flexible. So we have we have to decide where we're willing to bend when it comes to taking that vision and making it work for our lives. Where are we able to be flexible? Maybe you're like, "Okay, I won't spend more than $50 for a top." Okay. Well, if what you're looking for is something really, really premium and you can't find it for $50, maybe you buy fewer tops and you buy one for 100 or one for 150. I'm going to say, okay, I'm looking at the number of people that are on the call right now. So again, I'm going to tell you, I will know if you hang up on me. But I have said this in the past. If you currently spend $30 on a pair of shoes or $50 on a pair of shoes and you hate shoes and your shoes bother you and all the things, I will just say when you get $50, you just put it in a little piggy bank and you wait until you have $150 and you buy one pair of shoes. Okay? Do not tell your accountant I told you this. Best investment you will ever make in your life. Same with anything else that's hard for you to fit or hard for you to find. Like I'd rather have fewer nice things because I am not naked and I actually do have clothing that I can wear. I'd rather have fewer better things than have shoes that are going to tear my feet up, sweaters that pill after 10 seconds. Like that's not, I think, what any of us are going for at this stage. Like unless you are naked and genuinely need to replenish your wardrobe because you cannot leave the house, how can you make choices that are going to get you the wardrobe you want, not just now, but 6 months from now, a year from now, a year and a half from now? How can you actually build a wardrobe rather than just acquiring things that you're going to be cycling through really quickly? This is why I want you to do this vision exercise, because it's not just, I need clothes, let me buy some things to fill the gap. It's what am I going to reach for again and again and again? When you find things that speak to you so much, how did I know that I was going to wear a bright red trench essentially for the rest of my life? Because I had one that I'm looking to replace that I wore to death. It fell apart. I wore it any and every opportunity I could. It was like my favorite statement piece for years. And I wore it out. I would so much rather have you find a few pieces that you will wear out that really become part of your signature style than have you buy a bunch of pieces that are ho-hum that you're like on the fence about. Okay, I'm reading your comments. Strong terms and conditions and the style words and silhouette eliminate a lot and keep you walking past things to look good at Marshall's. Fruit of Netta's classes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will tell you, you can go into the most overwhelming store, and if you have a vision for your style, which is what we're developing with this exercise, and then you layer your terms and conditions on that, that's a process. I am not underestimating that it can be hard to go from glamour queen at the Grammys or Oscars to sitting at my desk in Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm not saying that that's not a transition. It is for all of us, whatever our lives are, but it's doable. When you have that vision for your style, you go into any store and it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming. It's not, this store has 3,000 items. How am I ever going to choose? Oh no. Oh no. You're not going in there with everything there being an option for you. Everything there is not an option for you. There's a handful of things that are there that are actually possibly and possibly potentials for you. And often I walk out of a store with bajillion items and I don't buy a single one because they did not suit my vision and they did not suit my life, my terms and conditions. You have good terms and conditions. I don't know why it's so annoying the way that it's letting me see this. Wait, okay, here we go. That's better. But I still struggle with style words, have a very broad range of things you love and will wear. So Mindy, you've got eclectic style. I have eclectic style. I would encourage you, if you do feel like you have eclectic style, if you feel like you have a wide range of things that you will wear, try to find a through thread of the things that you have loved. And if you don't currently have anything that you love in your wardrobe, first of all, I want to fix that because I really want you to have some things that you love. I will talk to you. I will help you find some things that you love. But if you have a couple of things that you love now, and then maybe a couple of things that you loved in your past, think about the things that you have felt the best in. And I want you to start stringing together like the words that maybe describe those things. It took me a while to come up with my word of which is feminine. My style is feminine. It's always been feminine. But because it was funky and different, and like I had all these different things going on, it was very hard. It took me a while. It's easier for me to do it for you than it is to do it for yourself. So I will help you. You share some things. I love these things. I can help you find that thread that goes through your style that makes Gina's style different than Petya's style, than Kathy's style. So it's that thread that goes through everything. It's usually there. Sometimes it just takes a little digging to find it. Um, you love chikias and talbots for bottoms because they fit you so well, but you limit to what fits your style, color, etc. So Sherry, I'm gonna say when we know what we're looking for, and you know what you're looking for now, we can shop at the stores that fit us and the stores that suit our lifestyle and all the other things. My encouragement with these over 50 stores is to shop those stores for basics and not statements. Those are, for the most part, if you're looking at a statement from one of those stores, just post it in one of the Facebook groups and tag me. And I'll tell you, like I found a very cool statement necklace, like I said, from Chico's this morning when I was looking through. But in general, it's safer to buy basic pieces from there and buy statement pieces from brands that are known for doing modern statement pieces. Um, as a cold shopper, you almost never have to buy anything, and you certainly don't have to go into a store ever again. Yeah. So, you know, we have the option now, if we need things, obviously, to shop online. And I will tell you, when you're trying to curate your style and you're trying to figure out what it is that you love in 2025, what the 2025 version of you loves, 2026 almost, then what the version of you from 20 years ago loved. The easiest way to do that and the easiest way to fantasy shop is online, because you're not looking at that point at fit and fabric and stuff. You're looking at pretty pictures. That is the first step. So um, start with eclectic. Yeah, I love a lot of different things. Thanks, Anne. All your choices are whimsical. Barbara, I love that. I love that. Because that is a through word for you. Whimsical is one of my style words as well, but where you're uncovering a through word for yourself that really is something that can go through a lot of your items and something to look at when you're trying to bring your personal style into your choices. So I love that you like whimsical pieces, and there's a whole whimsical section of that personal brands catalog that I sent out yesterday. So definitely check that out. You like sculptural and oversized. Luckily, you also like sporty and ladylike and corporate. Common thread is probably relaxed. Absolutely, Maggie. I would say your style is relaxed. Um, Tori, uh, went jeans shopping impossible. Oh my gosh. Took her 8 hours to buy one dress. Okay. These are people with terms and conditions that are way too extensive. And when your list is that long, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. You really are setting yourself up for disappointment. And better quality costs more, absolutely. Yes, things that don't meet our terms and conditions or don't fit make us feel less good when we wear them. Yes, Kathy. You're a very hot shopper. Michelle, I would love for you to compile some of your favorite pictures, some things that you just love online, put them together, and let's come up with that word for you or words. Um, so Jamaica. Okay, so she said that she can't wear wool or cashmere, or she ends up settling for sweaters. You know something? A lot of people are sensitive to fabrics like that. There are some really nice tencel knits and cotton knits as well. My daughter is very, very sensitive to fabric. She can't even do cashmere lined gloves. So I feel that. So maybe cotton. There are some good quality synthetics. So don't feel like you've got to settle for like a substandard sweater because you can't wear I love it. I describe my style as prepsicle, preppy, classic, and whimsical. I love that word, Tiffany. She put her words together and came up with, I love that. That is so cute. So I'd love to see what you guys have come up with so that I can help you come up with a through word. Because again, we're going to go into any store, every store with a vision. Your vision is not that store's vision. Your vision is your own. And I see women in my town walking around who are, again, unpaid models for Chico's and for Talbot's and for White House Black Market and for Loft. It doesn't matter whether the store is fabulous or the store is less than fabulous. The point is for you to curate your own style and not have it thrust upon you or forced upon you by the brand that happens to be down the street from you. Okay, so I want to share, I've been chatting, but I want to share my screen. And yesterday we talked about, close this, and I'm going to close this window. We talked about the three wardrobe categories and why I believe everybody needs something from each of these categories in their wardrobe. Now, keep in mind that statements, again, are going to be something that is interesting for you. Something that is interesting for you, and not that is a statement by anyone else's definition. And I'm going to show you kind of some examples of things that can be statements, updates, and classics. So we went over lines and line direction and shape, and basically how there is a difference between the lines that are in an outfit and then the lines that surround an outfit, the outline of an outfit. And we need to look at both when we're trying to find things that are harmonious. And I also talked about how most of the time, the best outfits are going to have a mix of soft and structured, fitted and relaxed, straight and curved. You want something fitted with something not so fitted. And you want something relaxed with something that's a little bit more structured so that you've got an outfit that looks balanced and it doesn't look like it's veering off in one direction or another. One of the things that I see a lot is people wearing, and in the Facebook group, someone wearing something that's tailored head to toe, and it can look really stiff and really boxy and not as modern. We talked about how you can anchor your outfits. Maybe it's color, maybe it's adding a little bit of shine, maybe it's adding a cool shoe or a cool sleeve. What are the details that you're interested in adding to your outfits that can update or upgrade your outfits? Um, okay, so this is another picture. I think this is from Boston Proper again. Can you tell me what is wrong with this picture? What, you know that old poem, How Do I Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. This is How Do I Not Love Thee? Let Me Count the Ways. Um, Obviously the model is beautiful. We know models are always beautiful. That's why they're models. But what is wrong with this look? Um, it is so, this is what drives me crazy about brands like Boston Proper is that it's a but wait, there's more brand. So she's got a real statement top with statement boots, statement necklace, statement. Like the entire look feels very 20 years ago. And they always add or do one thing too much to everything that they are wearing or everything that they have on their site. Did anyone else catch that? Like, what is it? Yeah, too much, too busy. Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt like too many ruffles with too many necklaces.
Yeah, it's just so much going on. Like if you're gonna do that necklace, you need like maybe like a tiny earring and a simple top, and then it's just the necklace, right? I mean, it's not like any one of the pieces on its own is so bad. It's just that they put things together. And this is the problem with the stores, and this is why I want you to go with your own vision and not adopt their vision because it's not the
It looks
pieces.
like a costume.
It does look like a costume. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Um, it's often not the pieces themselves that are the problem. It's the styling. It's the way that they put things together. That is the problem. So this is an outfit that isn't styled well. Um, Even that, like again, like, and I think it's a budget thing, but even like the hair and whatever, she's stunning, but like it's styled in a dated way. Um, So we're going to talk about matching an outfit versus composing an outfit. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing a monochromatic look. I love a monochromatic look and I do that a lot, but this is a flat monochromatic look. Of course, this is just a sketch, but like everything is the same texture, everything is the same fabric, everything is the same color. It ends up looking and again, the Modern Classics Guide is not designed to get you look A here. It is designed to be, those are designed to be connector pieces that connect with other things in your wardrobe that will give you versatility. And then the outfit on the right, like this is an outfit that took a little bit more thought. She added a couple of other neutrals, she added accessories, and she curated and composed an outfit. So it's not about does everything match? It's what is my vision for my outfit and kind of how can I put it together? Matching can often give you a really flat look. Um, if all you're focused on is do these colors go together? Okay, this is something that I'm seeing, and we in our Facebook groups, and there are several of them. I'm seeing about 300 to 400 posts a day in the Facebook groups in general, and so I've had a lot of a chance to look at a lot of different outfits that are being shared in those Facebook groups. And so I kind of wanted to talk about the two things that I see that I think are consistently a challenge, outfit after outfit. The first is the too little rut. Like it's the basic basic. It's the basic basic. Now this first outfit is fine. It is completely modern. She just doesn't have any personality in it. There is nothing wrong with it. It's just if all of your outfits are basic plus basic plus basic plus basic. The second rut, and one that I see, I think, a little bit more, is the one that we saw in that Boston Proper outfit. It's too much going on, and the things that are in that mix are dated. So this outfit, she's wearing a tunic. This is from a few years ago. This is a beautiful woman. This is just a dated outfit because this picture is old. But she's wearing like a dated sandal, a dated necklace, a dated tunic, skinny white jeans. The whole look reads 15 years ago. But she's got a lot going on, and that was the aesthetic, and it's not the aesthetic anymore. So it's the too basic, the too little, or the too much. So if you feel like your outfits feel boring, they feel underwhelming, they feel basic, um, this is the time when you are going to want to start slowly elevating the individual pieces in your wardrobe. So you want to start looking for something that's got texture or something that's got subtle pattern. So the outfit on the right is a variation of kind of what you're seeing in the outfit on the left. So the outfit on the left, I love a sweater lounge set. Again, let me just make that clear. That is a modern set. But if you feel like everything is just kind of neutral and basic in your wardrobe, then adding a little texture, adding a little pattern like in the outfit on the right can be an easy first step to getting outfits that feel more cohesive and more complete and more in line with your style. So it's just, and this is the outfit on the left could be considered like all basics. The outfit on the right, those are updates. It's a subtle pattern, but a simple shape. It's subtle texture, simple shape. So it's updates that are going to make the difference when your wardrobe feels blah or basic or boring. They are not statement pieces. These are pieces that are a step up from essentials, a step up from basics, and they're going to give your wardrobe some variety. Um, Now, if you find that your wardrobe or your outfits often fall into the too much trap, like there's just too much going on, um, then this I think the style vision exercise is even more important for you because there is a way of doing too much where it looks dated, like the outfit on the left, and then there's a way of doing like statement style, like the outfit on the right, where you are actually creating a vision for your look and curating an outfit. The outfit on the left could have been taken off the page of any catalog circa 2015. Like that was the look that they were selling women after a certain age, 10 years ago. The outfit on the right, nobody else does that outfit. That's her outfit. It's her vision. It's her personal style. It's not, may not be your personal style, and that's totally fine. That's not the point. The point is to curate your own version of a statement outfit. Notice how she does have balance in her outfit. She's got a simple top, like the top part of the outfit is simple. The bottom part of the outfit is all pretty statement, but it's balanced and it's really, really modern. So if you like things that are statementy, like I do, if you fall into wanting liking more is more, and if that aesthetic is something that you respond to, then it becomes even more important to curate your wardrobe well so that you can get that more is more look and do it in a modern way. It is about, this is someone who has a vision for her style. She did not go into J. Jill and buy that outfit off the mannequin, right? Okay, so how do we have the pieces in our wardrobe that are going to create outfits like the first, the two on the right in these pictures? It's
Nada,
about yes.
I noticed something about the statement style outfit on the right.
Uh-huh.
There's only one real statement, that's a skirt, because she kept the interesting shape from the bag, but the color is white, so neutral.
Yep.
And the classic shape of the shoes and the color is blue. So they're for her, not statements, but updates probably.
Yeah, you're right. There's such a balance. So she's got a basic top, a statement skirt, and then, you know, depending on your personal style, that purse can be an update, which it probably is for her, or it can be a statement. And the same with the shoe, but they're not like as statementy at all as the skirt is. So it's
Exactly. Okay. So I
yeah,
was right. Thank you.
yeah, for sure. So again, this is really like having that vision for your style and then also having those pieces. So 70, it can be 50, 60, 70% modern classics, 30, 40, 20%. This is just a ballpark. You don't need to go in and actually count. But I did encourage you to go into your wardrobe and ask yourself, do you have statements? Do you have updates? Do you have basics? Um, Updates are elevated basics. And if you've got a mix of these types of items in your wardrobe, you are going to have a wardrobe that works for you, where you have versatility, but you also have variety, but you also have your personality in it. Um, Okay, so just want to go through why I think these categories are so important. So, the modern classics guide, I have modern basic pieces, modern essential pieces. Um, if you have not looked at the modern classics guide, or if you feel like your wardrobe needs updating, you want to start with the classics first. Because if you have a dated top, but you put the dated top with modern jeans, your dated top is going to look modern, more modern. So here we've got a picture of jeans on the left that are dated and a picture of jeans on the right that are modern. Ask yourself, what are the pieces that I reach for in my actual life the most? What am I wearing the most day in and day out? Those are the pieces that you start updating. Those are the pieces you update first. If you're a denim girl, you update your jeans first. If you wear a lot of sweaters in the winter, you update a sweater first. Your coat gets updated first. Your boots get updated first. Like, what are the things that you're wearing the most? That's what needs to be modern first. Everything else in your wardrobe will be elevated by these basics being updated. The next thing I want to talk about is to use your statements strategically. So this is why I asked you to pick a shoe, a bag, and a coat. Because if you find a coat that speaks to you, a bag that speaks to you, a shoe that speaks to your personal style, you can put that into everything that you're wearing, and all of your outfits are going to be elevated by that one piece being a statement that is, that feels like you. For example, if you're finding that you're wearing a lot of basics and you add and the basics are just kind of underwhelming to you, and you add an elevated basic, like maybe it's just the boot is suede and brown instead of black and leather. It can be just and updates are just a degree away from basics. All of a sudden you have variety, you have interest, you have a little bit more fun in your outfits. So then seasonal updates, again, these are the pieces that are going to give you that variety. So statements are going to give you personality, updates are going to give you variety. Let's look at what this looks like. So if you have light, this is curated for someone with lighter coloring. So a combination of black, blue, white. Um, these are this is her basics, and this is for an actual client of mine. These are some pieces that she has in her actual basics wardrobe. So these are modern classics. This is what she's starting with, right? Like, this is the foundation of her wardrobe. Everything here is modern, everything here is classic, everything here is very wearable and very versatile. Then I went into my statements and the fun updates and statements catalog, and then I found some fun updates based on her color palette. So this is a blonde. So these are the types of updates that we could bring into her wardrobe for her. Now, let me tell you why these are updates. All of these pieces have a simple shape, but either interesting color or interesting texture. That includes the boots. The boots are pretty simple, but they're light blue. The pants are simple, but they're blue satin. The skirt is simple, but it's navy leather. And then the tops are like in a variety of colors. So these are things that I would bring into her wardrobe that I think would add a lot of would pair back really nicely with the things that she already has, but that would update her wardrobe so that she's adding variety and some interest to her everyday outfits. And then the third step would be to bring in some statement pieces. Now, these are truly statementy. And depending on your personal style, some of these are going to be outside of your comfort zone, and some of these, but these are chosen just with this color palette in mind. So there's a velvet jacket, there's a tulle skirt, there's a plaid pant, and then there are a couple of fun tops and a fun sweater and a fun dress, and then a boot that has a really cool shape, cool texture, and cool color. That's what makes it a statement. There's more going on in this boot than there was in the previous boot. That's why this is the statement boot and this is the update boot. So I want you to just kind of be thinking, this is what updates look like. This is what bringing variety, bringing color, bringing new shapes and new silhouettes into your wardrobe can look like. And then this is what a statement cluster can look like. Each of these sections of her wardrobe was curated using my cluster system, right? So they each have 3 tops, 2 bottoms, a jacket, and a dress. 3 tops, 2 bottoms, a jacket, and a dress. And then I threw in a pair of shoes because I want you to see the difference between an update shoe and a statement shoe. And here again, 3 tops, 2 bottoms, a jacket, and a dress, and then a fun shoe. So when we start curating and we start looking at what we love and treating, this initial process just as kind of like we're explorers, um, like we are doing some investigative journalism and not like we're actually shopping, and you allow yourself to dream and to be thinking about what you love, and then kind of identifying the direction and the vision that you want for your style in 2026. This is what I want you all to go into 2026 with. I want you to all go into 2026 with a single style word that you can use. Now, I'm going to say, full disclosure, if your style word is feminine, you're going to look at some basic pieces and be like, that's not that feminine. Then it's going to be how you put it together that's going to make it feminine, or how you put it together that's going to make it whimsical, or how you put it together, how you accessorize it, how you assemble the outfits that's going to bring your personal style into it. As I was saying, a lot of these brands that are really mature, they are it's not the individual pieces alone that's the problem, it's the styling that's the problem. And so I can take a button down top, and Debbie can take a button down top, and we can style them completely differently. And that's when our own aesthetic is going to come in. You can fall into the too little rut. I think you've been doing an amazing job, Kathy. Too little is definitely more modern than too much, Paulette. 100%. Too little is definitely more modern than too much. Sometimes I like too much also, Tori. But too much takes you having a vision. There's nothing wrong with too much if too much looks modern. In those stores, they do not look modern. The gal on the right is you. There's only one. Okay. Yeah. 70 basics and 20. I want 70 basics and 20 updates and 10 statements too. I think that's a great number for us all to shoot for. Yes. So I'm going to put and even though I haven't gone through it all yet, I'm going to put the link to this presentation in the description box of the video. And I'll put the link in the email as well, so that you guys can take a look at it. I would encourage you, again, spend some time doing a little bit of this fun fantasy shopping work. Post a few pictures and let us help you come up with a word that can be your through word for 2026. My goal for each of you, this is why I feel so strongly about this. If you go into a store unarmed, without information, you're going to go into a store and you're going to get sucked in by the really sweet woman who's there helping you, by the outfit that's ready-made on the mannequin, by the assortment of almost good for you colors that they have, by the vibe, just the vibe, right? By the fact that these women are clearly wearing these outfits in Paris and they're standing next to handsome men, you know? All of the whole thing is designed to like suck us into that world. And then you walk out and you're like, but this outfit looks very different when I'm wearing it in my living room, right? I want you to have a vision for your style in 2026 that is your guiding light for your wardrobe. If you have that, even if I tell you, Barbara, buy this, you'd be like, nope, my vision is X. And I want you to be able to say, I share a lot of things. Not everything is going to be for everybody. How do you know what's for you? You've got that vision for your wardrobe. I've always said, I'm a personal stylist. I'm not an influencer. My job is not for you to buy everything that I share. That's not why I'm here. I'm showing you options, and then your vision helps you focus those options for you and your wardrobe. So I know that this is a process. I don't expect you all to be done with it today. I just expect you to be done with it by tomorrow. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. But consider this fun homework. Who else is giving you permission to fantasy shop online? Like, just enjoy the process and take any pressure off of yourself to get a result and just start looking at things. And if something stops you in your tracks, pay attention to why. Curate those images, share them with us. Tomorrow, we're going to come back and I'm going to share 10 mistakes that I see over and over and over again, that I think will really kind of transform the way that we put together our outfits. But I would encourage you to dive in. First of all, do that exercise where you determine what is missing from your wardrobe. Like, are you lacking some statements? Are you lacking some updates? Are you lacking some essentials? I used to only have statements. And then do the exercise where you're starting to just collect images that you love. Just start collecting images that you love. I'm super, super excited. I'm going to catch up on the chat afterwards and reach out to some of you guys if you have questions, because I know I ran out of time. Those of us those of you in Style Confidence Club, we have another workshop right after this. So I love you guys so much. Tomorrow I will be back and we will be sharing some mistakes. And I'm also going to be kind of discussing what some of you guys have shared as your items, and talking about how we can find that vision for our style for 2026. Love you guys so much. Mwah! I will see you tomorrow.
Should we just stay on if we're staying on for the next workshop?
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and end and start again. That's okay. So
Okay.
just click on the link again if you are joining us for the next.